Techno party already underway here at the Capitol Indoor Stadium in Beijing. Officially day one of the 2025 ISU Short Track World Championships. First up, we have the repechage in the morning session, and the medal races still to come this afternoon. Gavin Day here in the booth alongside Tyler Dara as always. And Tyler, you remarked to me just before coming on air that usually there might be a few skaters who are higher seeded who need this repechage, but it seems all the seeds really came through well through the qualifying rounds.
Yeah, just looking at the repechage list for the 1500 meter here, we're seeing all the top seeds had qualified through in their heats yesterday, so they're safe. It looks like the highest ranked skater we have in the repechage is Mohamed Bozdag, ranked number 20 in this distance. So the top 19 skaters all through, not requiring their second chance to qualify. What that means to me is there's going to be some tight racing here in this repechage. We don't have any heavy favorites to keep an eye out for.
Should mean some interesting repechage with a lot of evenly matched skaters. A look at some of the arrivals. The hotel, if you're wondering where it is, it's pretty much right across the street, right across that highway. And so the athletes and staff and us coming in, we sort of go over this bridge, and often after competition there are autograph seekers for the athletes and all kinds of people waiting along the way. Some of the fans in here, we are awaiting real medal session this afternoon. If you watched our world tour at all this season, you would know Saturdays are always reserved for the men's 1500 meters, the women's 1000, the men's 500 meters, as you see right there. And then we end the morning session, well, officially afternoon, with the mixed team relay semifinals. And yesterday, the Dutch putting up a world record time for the second straight event here in Beijing. The Canadians did it back in December, and the Dutch upping them here a bit more.
Yeah, the Dutch knocking a 10th off the world record set by the Canadians previously here in Beijing. In the moment, you know, it didn't look like something they were planning to do or necessarily something they were even going for. The race just unfolded very quickly. They were obviously in top form right now, that Dutch team, and that world record came naturally to them.
Yeah, they were somewhat surprised when the time went up and it was confirmed. The Canadians, conversely, in December when they did it, they almost seemed aware, because Steven Dubois was sort of waiting for the time to be confirmed. But the Dutch, it was a nice, pleasant surprise for them, and they will try to do what the Canadians didn't do. It was in the semifinals in Beijing in Beijing in December, that the Canadians did not advance to the A final. Just an update on yesterday in the mixed relay quarterfinals, we also saw a heavy collision between Dene Blais and Kristen Santos Griswold. Nothing too severe. I'm told that Blais fortunately did not suffer a neck injury, anything of that regard, which is a positive to be taken from that. There is still a concern of something with the head, so I'm not sure if she'll race this weekend. Concussion symptoms are always very serious, or possible concussion symptoms. I don't want to diagnose without official word. For Kristen Santos Griswold, it appears a lot of it was superficial. She looked like she was bleeding from the mouth, and early signs look to that may be it. And so from what I gathered is she may not be done racing this weekend. It's unlikely she would go today and see how she feels tomorrow. But in that regard, at least right now, it does not appear there to be a concussion symptom. So good news for both of them. Whether they skate the rest of the weekend, we'll see. Anyway, 1500 meter repechage quarterfinal number 1. Marinas Berzins, Watanabe Keita, Thito Collins, Tarek Omaragic, Yaroslav Morozov, Lucas Wareham, and Chan Lachart Tamprom.
Go to the start. Ready.
And just updated, Watanabe did not start, and so 6 skaters on the line. 5 heats in this repechage quarterfinal, top 2 from each race, and up to 4 fastest third place skaters qualify for the repechage semifinals. And as Tyler pointed out, could be some even races because there's no overwhelming favorite. You might look at a guy like Berzins, who does have some international successes, as someone who could potentially win this race, but when 2 spots are on the line, it adds that element of unpredictability.
Well, I'd agree, Gavin, that Rainey's Bearsons is certainly the favorite in this race. We can see this one off to a tactical start. Yesterday, the racing round after round was very quick. Athletes really, keeping consideration for that time advancement position, so that was pushing the pace. We saw a lot of lead changes. Today, this one's kicking off a little bit slower speed, a little bit more of that tactical focus on position and finish, and disregarding the time concern. We'll be watching for positions 1 and 2.
Is Wareham on the front. He's struggling a bit with some stomach issues. Hopefully he's coming through that okay. As Tyler mentioned yesterday, when you have a stomach issue like that, it just saps the strength out of the legs.
Yeah, and sometimes you just don't feel like you're up to eating, and that just puts you further into the hole. So hopefully he's been able to get some food into himself yesterday and feeling a little bit more refreshed. And as we say that, Rainey's Bearsons making a nice clean pass on the outside to take control of this race.
Bearsons, the top-ranked skater in this field, ranked 30th in this distance.
Well, 4 laps to go. I think Rainey's Bearsons really going to try to control this race with track pattern and just progress that speed lap over lap here. No one's looking to challenge him just yet. Just trying to keep an eye out for any track patterns or any drop of the arms where you see that swing picking up aggressively to build some speed, but nothing looking to be set up just yet.
Still Bearsons on
Watch
the
for
front.
Collins.
1 to go. Here comes Theo Collins on Lucas Wareham. Wareham might try to battle back. We'll see what's left in the legs, but it is Bearsons who's going to take this one going away. Taprom pushing for 3rd. I'm not sure if he got it. He might have. Theo Collins for 2nd.
I think Taprom got that at the finish there. Close, heated battle to shoot for the line.
That incident will get a review.
Well, as we've talked about before, sometimes when you're in the repechage rounds, you really have to look for the silver lining. Tell yourself, you know what, maybe it's a good thing I'm here today because it's going to give me some extra touches on the ice before I get to those semifinal rounds in the 1500 meter. Get familiar with the conditions, kind of warm you up a little bit so you're ready to go for later in the day. And, it's a little bit that psychological game that you play with yourself to, whatever it is you're doing, that I'm gonna look at the positive from this and not look at the negative side of maybe having to do more racing.
So we await the photo. There is that review as well. Looks like everything is finalized.
There's the close look at this finish here. Tapron kind of falling back. That almost helps him get the foot out there.
Into the ice.
After review, no penalty for shared responsibility between skater number 161 from Thailand and number 106 from Australia.
And there you go. Taprom does finish 3rd in that. So a 2:23.848. That time is now on the clock. 2nd heat on the ice right now sees Maxime Laun as we look back at the incident for shared responsibility. Both of them just going for it here at the line.
We're just keeping an eye on the arms there, right? I think they're both seeing, all right, was there an arm block from one of the skaters? But you can see both skaters getting the arm up. That's that shared responsibility.
Heat number 2, Maxime Laun, Lujan Shuo, Luka Jasic, Sujun Peng, Oleg Hande, Munk Erden Erdebeleg, and Tobias Wolf.
Go to the start. 7 behind 6. Thank you. Ready.
And so you would think this is Laun's race to lose, the vastly experienced Canadian skater.
Well, Max Laun was looking in great form yesterday. We saw him going head-to-head with William Danjanu, and their heat to qualify through. William Danjanu able to just out-lunch him at the finish to get ahead for that second place spot. So Max Laun looking to come back from that and punch his ticket to the 1500-meter semifinals of the main event this afternoon. But we've got to keep an eye on Lu Jianchuo. Very quick and capable passer. That young skater's got a lot of potential. Oh, we got an incident down there. That was Wolf going down.
And it is Sue with him. That will get reviewed. And I always look, neither of the skaters were in an advancement position, and so that's always kind of what they look for when they might advance a skater.
Well, it's always frustrating when you have an incident like that occur so early in the race, something that probably didn't need to happen, but as the way short track goes, always unpredictable.
Now Lu to the front.
Ole Hyundai setting up on the outside. Lu Jianchuo and Max Laun responding to that outside pass, but Hyundai makes a bump.
It's Jasic going down, the young 18-year-old Serbian. So 2 incidents will get reviewed now.
Well, now we're down to 3, and this is a 2 plus 4 fastest thirds advancement, so they may want to just keep going with the speed here. And Max Laun, nice, clean, tidy inside pass. Ole Hyundai jumping up the inside of Lu Jianchuo.
So Laun, having noticed there were 2 incidents, decides to just stay at the front and get away from these other skaters. 1 to go. Lu battling for second. Hyundai goes down.
Well, we finished with 2 on their feet to end this race of 7. Well, we got a couple yellow markers on the screen for multiple reviews here.
And Erdenibilag of Mongolia ends up 3rd. Good luck
We'll have
picking
to
this
see
one
where
apart.
I'm not sure if he was 3rd, if they just clocked him up 3rd there, because he had gone down so much earlier. I don't know how he's only half a lap behind, because he was down right. No, that was the Taipei skater.
Yeah, it was Chinese Taipei, Su Junpeng. That was the second one.
So potential lane change, maybe outside to inside on the corner from Ole Hyundai there, or an arm block. Yeah, you can see that left hand down, so we'll look to see what the officials are looking for.
Yeah, possible arm block is one of them.
And here's that inside pass of Lu Jianchuo. Is this a failure to give way? Oh, his shoulders might be ahead there. Tough to see from this angle.
Another angle there. So 3 separate incidents. We do know that that second one involving Jasic and Hyundai is a possible arm block. But they look at all measure of things. Different angles reveal different things. Here's the first
This
one.
is the first incident. I think this is on there calling shared responsibility.
Sue and Wolf. One going out, one going
Wolf
in.
was, yeah, kind of on the outside of the corner. Don't think that he saw Su Junpeng coming up the inside, looked to cut back in, and all of a sudden the lane was gone.
So So just like yesterday, we thought about easing into the day of qualifying day, but we had a race decided by 1,000th of a meter or 1,000th of a second right away. Now the officials have 3 separate incidents to look at.
Here's another look. That arm block. Ole Honde, see that left arm making contact on the right knee of Jasic. And now we wait. The officials have been put to work this morning in this one. Second race of the day and lots to review. Well, I think if there's anything we do know, I believe Max Lemoon stayed clean through that race. He should be fine, sitting there comfortably. It's just wait to see how the rest of this shakes out, because if there's a few disqualifications from the top skaters, then at the finish of the race, it really will affect who qualifies to the next round.
Looks like they've finished things up. To the ice we go.
After review, penalty number 82 from Austria, and yellow card from, and yellow card skater number 75 from Ukraine.
So there you go. It's Wolf with the penalty and the yellow card for Hyundai because it's 2 incidents in one race.
So that would have been the arm block, and it would have been a lane change outside to in, I believe, defending that pass attempt from Lujan Shuo going into that last corner. So those 2 would culminate, calling them both arm blocks.
And Wolf is a lane change outside to in on incident number 1.
So watch Wolf here, skater number 4, outside lane on the corner. Then he cuts back in after the apex. That's the outside to in lane change, causing that contact.
And penalty number 1 here.
Watch that left arm block on Jasic. Penalty 1 for Ole Honde. And here, okay, we'll pay attention. This I first thought was a lane change. We'll watch for the arm though. Well, I think that's more of a lane change outside to in. I'm not sure if we got the right information on our little screen here. But nonetheless, 2 infractions, 2 penalties, yellow card result.
Number 3, Klaus Stewart is Danik Sapal, Andrew Hio, Rio Ung, Mohamed Bozdeg, Furkan Akar, Jakub Karabin.
Go to the start. Ready.
And again, conservative pace to this start.
Does not look like they are going for time.
Well, as we talked about in the past, you typically see in the repechage rounds, as we've already pointed out, the top-ranked skaters aren't here. Usually it leads to bigger ability gaps between the skaters who are remaining. So those that are confident in their ability aren't going to try to push the pace too much and overexert themselves. So it becomes more tactical that way. Maybe the skaters that are a little bit slower, they don't want to put way too much effort out front and do a bunch of hard laps, because that's just going to fatigue them. They won't have the legs for the finish. They want to save something so they at least have a shot to sprint to the end.
But on paper alone, you look at Hio and Bosdag, two guys 20 and 21 in the world rankings.
Yeah. Hio, I think I would call him my favorite in this race, but he's always such a calm, relaxed skater. He never looks under pressure. He's not one that typically just jams from the front early in the 1500 meter, takes control, just so patient, and he's very good at passing, so he likes to wait a little bit longer into the race. But we'll be moving there quickly as we see 7 laps to go.
St. Paul taking a look on the outside. It is still Cliff Stewart in front.
Well, expect an explosive finish here. We've just dipped into the 9-second laps there.
Hio into 4th, Bosdag 2nd, Akar 3rd. Two skaters from Turkey making their move now. Bosdag to the lead.
Well, this is playing out well for Furkan Akar. We know his sprint ability. There he is, jumping up in the lead. Watch Andrew Hio now moving on the outside, building it up.
Cool as you like.
Just beautiful. Making it look effortless as Andrew Hio there moving into 2nd, but Furkan Akar still picking up the pace, dropping it down, sub-9s.
I think Hio's hands have stayed on his back almost the whole time. He dropped it a little bit last up. There he does it again, but so smooth from the American.
Oh, a tight shoot for the finish. That was Shapal and Bosdag there.
They both go into the mats. Both seem to be okay.
Little handshake.
Two guys just going for it. That 3rd place could be important in the end.
Well, I love to see the respect among the skaters after an incident, even though one of them may have been the culprit for taking down another skater, but despite that, they put it aside and say, hey, you know, this is a part of short track. We're all here trying to win, trying to do our best. Appreciate the battle, but also appreciate the respect between competitors.
I'd imagine if emotions got too high, that would create further danger later on.
Yeah.
So you have to bury the hatchet quickly.
At the end of the day, we're just racing in circles here on the oval, so just try to enjoy it.
Akar with the win, Hio in 2nd. St. Paul in 3rd, confirmation there. 15 hundredths of a second, or 15 thousandths of a second rather, the difference.
Zdenek Shapal's time there of a 2:27.135 will be on the chopping block for time advancement.
It's the slowest one we've had so far. Heat number 4, Shinky Connect of the Netherlands, Daniel Aibog of Uzbekistan, Peter Murphy of Luxembourg, Gleb Ivchenko of Kazakhstan, Sean Makhanoff, Martin Kolench, and Ben Jung. My personal thanks this morning to Jess Makhanoff. You might have heard that I'm a little scratchy today. I'm sure it's not at all obvious, but I told them this morning at breakfast that I was going to have to go and get some honey to try to soothe the vocal cords a little bit, and sure enough, Jess Makhanoff had some, and she brought some back to me, so my thanks to them.
Just having a jar of honey on hand.
Apparently. Go figure.
You never know.
Looks like they're doing some fixes on the ice, as you'd imagine, after a couple guys going down there.
Well, there's some exciting skaters to watch in this one. Of course, Shinky Connect doesn't need much of an introduction. Olympic medalist, world champion, lot of titles to that man's name, but Daniil Aibog, who's been showing his stuff this weekend with some impressive 500 meters yesterday. Gleb Ivchenko has also been showing his strength, so I think we're going to see those three really battling it out. You know, this might lend to it being a little bit quicker. See how this plays out off the start.
Go to the start. Ready.
Well, maybe not.
Nope.
Connect. Walked by him this morning. He was on the bike. And the bigger teams with the more resources, they tend to bring their own bikes. And my big question, because their warm-up bikes downstairs, is why might they do that?
Well, personally, Gavin, you know you're going to an event that will probably have some bikes. You can just never rely on that bike being available the moment that you need it. You have a very set warm-up schedule and routine timed out with when your race is starting. So you don't want to go on your routine and then come downstairs and say, oh, there's 20 bikes, but they're all full and I don't have a bike to ride and now my routine's thrown off. When you bring your own bike, then you never have to worry about that. You never have to stress or have anxiety about whether their bike's going to be available. You know you're going to get your warm-up done when you need to.
Connect on the front. Kolench behind him. Menevchenko and Murphy battling for third.
Well, I want to keep an eye in position number 6, Danil Ibog. He just had some incredible speed yesterday. I'm wondering what he's going to do. Still learning a little about the skater. He was on the circuit in the past for the ROC, but he's been off for a little while. But he's showing that he hasn't lost his edge. So let's keep an eye on this skater now as he's winding up to position number 6.
Ivchenko to the lead. Ibog tucking into fourth right now. Ibog connect back and forth.
There goes Ibog jumping up the inside. This is one of our faster races, so you want to be top 3. That will be your ticket through.
Connect, Ivchenko, Ibog right now. And it will be the great Dutch veteran, Cheeky Connect, winning. Gleb Ivchenko second. Ibog with a 2:20.36. And that one actually ends up being the fastest heat so far. Yeah, I know. You called it.
It may not have looked like it off the start, but they still started putting down some quick lap times as it went to the middle. We saw those lead exchanges between Ivchenko and Cheeky Connect. When you have that passing happening, it's just accelerating the pace, bringing those lap times down a lot quicker. Might just also point out that Cheeky Connect has the world record in this event of a 2:07.943 back in 2016.
He's 13 seconds off his world record.
Now, the interesting, there are sometimes events where skaters are, have faster times than the world record, but they may not necessarily be ISU sanctioned, so those world records don't count, but they may be national records. And again, the world records in short track are, an interesting reference point, but it's really more about the tactics and the positioning rather than the times in short track.
Say that to the Dutch mixed relay team.
Well,
don't take that away from them.
You still enjoy it. It's still a feat in itself, but really they're going to be more concerned about that mixed relay final than that world record.
Heat 5, Tibor Komarichki, Etienne Bastier, Quentin Vercoq, Nathan Thomas, Wara Noiron, and Joshua Ka. 2 French, a Slovenian, a Polish skater, a Belgian, and a Kiwi.
Start. Ready.
Bastier here, maybe the one to watch after his fine skating, particularly in the Netherlands in this distance.
Well, if the pace stays slow, though, for Koch, of course, we know that 500-meter speed that he has, it might play into his hands. That may be perhaps why he was going to the front, try to keep it slower from the beginning. But Bastier, his teammates, saying, oh, you know what, maybe I want this to be a quicker race. I'm going to try to fatigue you. And that's part of the tactics, right? You want to know who you're racing against, what are their strengths, what are their weaknesses, how can you make them vulnerable. If you have some sprinters in your race and you're more endurance-based, well, you're going to want to push that speed more quickly earlier in the race to try to wear them down so they don't have to finish.
Although maybe sharing the work in the front right now, unofficially swapping out and then getting a little bit of a slipstream behind them. You know how that other skater works when you have a teammate with you.
Yeah, we do see some lead exchanges happening between those two skaters. There it is again. Kind of 2.5 lap pulls here. Certainly not planned. Repechage goes back.
Coming up to 5 remaining.
Well, if you watch that second skater, Bastier, just staying a little bit tight on the exit, that kind of blocks the inside lane, but Nathan Thomas looking to jump up. Bastier holding, defending there, but Nathan Thomas jumps all the way up front.
Now Noiron making the move. The French defense.
Jumping up the inside. We're going to get another review there.
That was on Noiron, but the French resistance held out for so long, but now it's Nathan Thomas on the front. Bastier shaping up a move behind Noiron and gets there on the inside.
Repechage making his way back into 4th position. Nathan Thomas takes the win. Bastier 2nd, Noiron 3rd, but 2 yellow markers on the screen. We're going to have a look at that pass from Nathan Thomas as well as Noiron. This is another look. The inside pass of Nathan Thomas. See the left hand there of Bastier coming down. A little bit of a lane change there maybe, but both skaters just battling for the same line. See potential shared responsibility maybe on that one. Now we'll look at Noiron trying to split the gap between the 2 French skaters, but maybe a bit late entry on Repechage, and that pushes him out.
Both Thomas and Noiron are being reviewed for moves, and so as they move to the front, perhaps that could come back to haunt them a little bit.
Could be a possible advancement there for Repechage, as he was in 2nd position when Noiron made that late entry pass in the corner.
And so we shall see. Looks like reviews are done. That's the results screen that they're punching it into, and so an announcement is forthcoming down on the ice, so just bear with us. Already, actually one of them could be on now. Repechage perhaps on Noiron, or is it Bastier? That's it right there. Noiron and Bastier perhaps. And in the end, to the ice.
After review, penalty number 107 from Belgium and advancement number 21 from France.
And there you go. So Noiron is penalized, and Repechage, as Tyler mentioned, is advanced. He also finished 3rd in the heat anyway, and his time was good enough.
And I think that was just a shared responsibility between Nathan Thomas and Bastier. They're both just battling for that same line as they were entering the corner there.
So we're gonna look at it right here.
So this is Noiron.
Illegal late pass, where he tries to sneak through.
I think he lost some speed on that bump, which kind of slowed him down as he was trying to move up into 2nd.
That is the men's repechage quarterfinal. They'll be back for the repechage semis. You see who has moved on. And already we are into the women's 1,000-meter. I didn't get confused this time. 1,000-meter repechage quarterfinals. The amount of times I was confused and thinking it was still the 1,500. Not today.
Start. Ready.
5 heats in all. Up the fastest skater from each heat, and up to 5 fastest second-place skaters qualify for the repechage semifinals. So it could be top 2 in all of them if they race cleanly. Annabelle Green, Lee So-Yun, Lisa Eckstein, Betty Muska, and Kim Hyo-jin.
And you might be wondering, if it's basically a 2+0, why don't they just make it a 1st and 2nd with no time advancements? But what happens is that so often you have advancements from incidents, and what that does is it just overloads the subsequent round. So what the 1+5 when you have 5 races does is it protects them from overloading the next round of races. That way you kind of just make room. If they need an advancement, you're not going to have then 6 skaters on the final.
Lee on the front. Behind her, Lisa Eckstein, but Annabelle Green all the way to the front there.
May also add, when you have the time advancements, it also helps push the pace of the race. So it's an incentive to go faster for the athletes, which usually results in more action and just not those slow starts.
Green and Eckstein, the 2 top-seeded skaters in this heat. But Lee, sizing up the move, loses it a bit on the corner, but she's going all the way around the outside. And Green will, I think Green is going to lose it. I think Lee hung on.
Yep. Lee did a good job just staying with it on that corner, keeping the feet moving on that last turn, carrying that speed right through to the finish to take that victory. There's the official.
Lee takes it. Green in second, a 1:36.700. Just at the line there, Lee So-Yun not giving up the fight. Heat number 2. Olga Tikhonova, as you see the results from the first one confirmed. Olga Tikhonova, Aurélie Levesque, Chloé Olivier, Chung Xiaoying, and Amelia Chua. Kazakhstan, 2 French skaters, Chinese Taipei, and Singapore.
Go to the start. Ready.
Oh, toe in there from Yermak. Very unfortunate. That was just on her own. That takes her out of the race. I think she's landed on her hip.
Oh, that hurts. Not a lot of fat on the hip. Not a lot of protect there, right onto the bone there. That'll leave a mark, I'm sure. But they didn't bring that back because, Tyler, I imagine self-inflicted, nobody else involved.
That's correct. Yeah, unless you have an incident or impeded upon or infringed upon by another skater. If it's just on your own, they're not going to call it back. Something I was just kind of looking, again, very similar to the men's side. We only have 1 skater that's ranked within the top 25 in these rep 1,000 meters. That's Gong Li. So, again, you know, the majority of the top skaters of the time, you know, in the field have already moved on to the 1,000 meter main event.
Ranked 15th, she'll be in heat number 4.
Oh, another wipeout here.
And that was Chua, I think, also on her own there.
And now we're down to 3.
You have to like the odds of the 2 French skaters. But Chung staying in it nicely.
Chung's got to try to stay with us there and look for any opening. Not sure that's going to come.
And 1 and 2 go Levesque and Olivier. There's the replay. We've seen a few toes in this weekend.
The left toe just digging in there.
Oof, right on the hip.
There's the fall from Chua, just on her own in the back.
through. Levesque, a 1:34.576. That is faster of the two second place times, if it does come down to that.
Position 3 from USA, Louisiana Sol. Position 4 from Ukraine, Svetlana Repechage. Position 5 from Mongolia.
Results confirmed. Heat number 3, Malika Yermek, Dita Van Oerschaut, Louisiana Stall, Svetlana Repechage, and Geraltuya Betulga. So Kazakhstan, the Netherlands, United States, Ukraine, and Mongolia.
Go to the start. Ready.
Just realized I called Tikhonova Yermek in the last race. Now we have Yermek. It was Tikhonova who towed in the last.
Two skaters from Kazakhstan. One to watch though here, likely Dita Van Oerschaut of the Netherlands. But behind her, she's 26th ranked. But then behind it, you have 41, 42, and 47. So that serpentine ranking format for the middle heat brings a lot of seeds close together.
Yermek made a tight little double inside pass there to move into second behind Dita Van Oerschaut. Dita Van Oerschaut going to her playbook, her preferred strategy, getting out front and controlling from the lead. Louisiana Stall looking up the inside. Yermek closing the gap, though that pushes her up inside of Oerschaut.
Yermek in front now. Van Oerschaut maybe having to chase. Stall trying to hang in as this one spreads apart. One to go. Van Oerschaut trying for the lead, not going to do it. And it's Yermek taking it. A good win for her. Just ahead of Dita Van Oerschaut, but another clean race, Tyler.
Yeah, that was kind of an interesting pass there as it unfolded for Yermek, kind of moving ahead of Oerschaut. I think she just got some speed transfer from Louisiana Stall, who was looking to make a pass, and that kind of helped push her, accelerate her, and then moved her up inside Oerschaut on the corner entry. I think this is the pass right here where she's kind of looking to, get ahead of Louisiana, but then she just kind of slides up the inside of Oerschaut almost unintentionally. Oerschaut was getting a little bit of a wider track on the entry. I think that just opened the door for Yermek to squeeze through.
Late surge by Van Oerschaut, not enough. Yermek wins the heat. 2 to go. Then we'll get our first break of the morning. There is Yermek and Van Oerschaut going through. Heat number 4. Van Oerschaut not going through just yet, on the bubble right now. Heat number 4, the aforementioned Gong Li. In this one, she gets an ovation from the home crowd. Also here, Tineke Dendulk, Danucha Chataisong, Yelizaveta Sidorko, and Emma Himpanova.
Go to the start. Ready.
Just gonna watch for Gong right at the very back, black and red kit with the yellow helmet.
Dong Lee might be looking to make this a dramatic finish, just holding in the back and waiting to make one big maneuver, deliver for the home crowd here in Beijing.
Then Dog on the front, Chatai Song, who was just at the Junior Worlds in Calgary, now going for the lead. She's had her moments, hasn't she?
Here comes Dong Lee now, moving up, tracking on the outside.
It's a long time on the outside. Dendalk is down.
The toe, Sidorko gets tripped up over.
And now it is 2 right now, Chatai Song. That strategy of going to the front paying off. But there, Gong does come around to take it. That incident will get a review. Sidorko, though, was not in the top 2, so innocent bystander, but not in an advancement position.
Well, one of the benefits of being in the lead and passing and, movement occurring behind you, skaters, having some collisions and going down, and you just staying clear up front. Here's a look at that inside pass from Chatai Song. Dendalk looking up the inside. Oh, clash of the skates there. That's what did it. The left skate of Chatai Song. Chatai Song clashing with Dendalk. Sidorko, the unfortunate victim of that incident.
So it is Dendalk is what's being looked at.
I think we have the official results here.
Here it is. Dendalk in the end.
A racing incident.
Yeah, she was the one behind anyway. Heat 3, or Heat 5. Last of the 1,000 meter quarterfinal repechage. Sofia Kanya, Katerina Buric, Lam Qingyan, and Julie Latai. Leah Mead dealing with some foot issues, some discomfort from one of her boots. Not able to make the start line this morning.
A little bit of a hold up here at the start. Officials just making everything is properly arranged for this race.
Looks like everybody is coming to the line now. So it is a heat of 4.
Go to the start. Ready.
Not exactly the swiftest opening.
Well, there's been no advancements to chew up those second place spots, so they can really race this one tactically for the top 2 positions, not be too concerned about time, because whatever their time will be will stand unless there's advancement just from their own race.
Kanya on the front, Burich, Latai, and Lamb.
They're all very closely ranked skaters. Latai trying to sneak up the inside, but that's going to push out Kanya.
Latai, the Boston native, on the front. Kanya battling back now. No Corn Stoddard for the United States. That means Latai is in this one. She hasn't really done 1,000, but this season she does not have a rank coming in, but she's hanging her own here. Kanya to the front, battles back to the front. Looks like that is how it will go. Kanya and Latai into the repechage semifinals. 1 and 2 in the end, clean racing through all 5 heats. And just wait for everything to be made official.
Couple nice little back and forth inside passes between Latai and Kanya there. Kanya found her way all the way back to third, but was able to make her way into the lead again of this race. Here's her inside pass on Julie Latai. Tight little squeeze up the inside. Nice clean pass.
Results are official. Kanya and Latai going through. Not going to take a break here. Back to the men's repechage 1,500 meter semifinals. 2 heats. This one's always zero margin for error because, of course, barring advancement, with 7 skaters on the line, only the heat winner will go into the semifinals this afternoon. Looks like they are just confirming everything. The results are official, though. There you go. Latai with the little Q next to her name. That means she qualifies on time.
So with the 1+0 as usual in this 1,500 meter rep final, I do not anticipate a quick race by any means. Going to be a very tactical skate, but you don't want to find yourself caught towards the back once the pace does pick up. That will make it very difficult. You want to find yourself in the lead or near the front around that, lap 4 to 5 range, but you'll see skaters starting to look to reposition themselves around lap 7 to work their way up to the front if they're all the way in the back.
There are the qualifiers that will be right around the corner after these 2 men's races. Heat number 1 in the men's 1,500 meter repechage semifinals has Nathan Thomas, Gleb Ivchenko, Daniel Ibog, Maxime Laoun, Rainis Berzins, Theo Collins, and Sean Lachart Taprom. And that one is very tough to handicap. Now, pardon me. Now we start to see the world rankings a lot closer together again. Taprom there. Maybe the odd man out. He's ranked in the triple digits here. 109 in the 1,500.
Spread out, skaters. Go to the start. Ready.
And it does not look like anybody's gonna go off on an attack.
Rainis Berzins and Max Laoun getting towards the lead of this race, but that's quickly changing. You want to take advantage of the slow pace to position yourself near the lead. A lot easier to do that when the pace is that slow. You'll also notice early in the race when the pace is slower that the skaters are skating with a higher knee angle. They don't have to get quite as low. They don't have to burn their legs. They can skate a little bit more relaxed. And Max Laoun now looking to get back to the front of the race.
It's Nathan Thomas hitting the front. was Collins on the front, but now Laoun, as Tyler mentioned, all the way around, and he now dictates terms.
Well, we might see, well, Rainis Berzins responding to that. He knows the strength of Max Laoun. He doesn't want to get him too far ahead of him.
Berzins, Thomas shoulder to shoulder. Ivchenko enters the conversation as well. Bump.
Max Laoun's going to capitalize on that bump between Thomas and Berzins, moving up from 4th to 2nd. Collins jumping up the inside. You want to look for those opportunities when you see skaters bumping. Now we have, was that Collins down in the corner?
That was Taprom going in with him. Unfortunate for the Brit. It's Ivchenko. You get to the front. You stay away from danger a lot of the time. Now Taprom bumped out.
Great outside pass from Max Laoun there.
Vastly experienced Canadian. Berzins knowing the danger, trying to chase him down. Now he's ahead of Ivchenko.
Berzins just dove up the inside, couldn't hold that exit. Ivchenko tried to make a move back, but Berzins was able to hold him off.
Now it's all spread apart. Laoun going away. Berzins running out of time. And it will be Max Laoun, the Canadian. I don't think those 2 yellow dots are for anything he was involved in.
Well, a great skate from Max Laoun. He was just eclipsed yesterday by William Danjanu to go through. He was so close to qualifying. Now he's worked his way back through the repechage to get to that main event. Well skated. Here's a look at Theo Collins. I think this is the incident where he goes down, just losing his footing there.
And it's a possible late pass on that one is what's being investigated, but Collins was not in an advancing position.
So here's the bump between Thomas and Berzins, and this is when Max Laoun in 4th sees this infraction happening and capitalizes on it. So he sees this tight pass. He knows that skaters aren't going to be able to build much speed when they're that tight together, and he just jumps up the inside.
That's a tough look, because it looked like they were very much shoulder to shoulder, and that could just be that's racing. But Maxime Laoun took advantage of that. Also a possible late pass as well for Berzins. So nothing affecting Maxime Laoun's victory in that race. So this is incident number 1.
Here's a look at this outside pass from Max Laoun, who's looked like at first he might be setting up to go inside and then transition it to an outside pass.
That's another incident. That was when Taprom bumped with Berzins. Yeah. So that was actually also the late pass. Yeah, those were the 2 yellow dots,
the
pardon
late
me.
pass from Taprom.
So it's Taprom on
Yep.
Collins, and the other one is potentially Berzins on Taprom. Two possible late passes being looked at. So the shoulder to shoulder was where that wasn't an infraction. That's just where Maxime Laoun made his move.
That's right.
Or possible infraction. Pardon me.
But again, it's only needs the win, and I don't think any of those skaters were in the first position to be advanced through, so it shouldn't change the result of Max Laoun going through.
Looks like things are final. Into the ice.
After review, penalty to number 161 from Thailand and penalty to number 37 from Latvia.
So in the end, they both get penalties for late passes. Chanlachart Taprom on Theo Collins and Rainis Berzins on Chanlachart Taprom. But Maxime Laoun stayed away from all the drama and takes the victory, and the only one moving on. Heat number 2. Here's a look at the incidents again. Contact from behind there. push in the corner. Right there, whoops, just forcing him off.
Just that contact with the hip can really set you off balance. We've seen so many times when you lose that hip positioning, just spinning you out of the corner.
Shinky connect, Etienne Bastier, Liu Jianchuo, Quentin Felcock, Furkanakar, Andrew Heel, and Munk Erdenbeleg.
Go to the start. Ready.
Tough to pick around him here. You have a mix of endurance and of speed. And if it starts off slowly, the advantage would tip more to the speedsters.
One of the other interesting aspects about this 1500 meter being that 1+0, it's all about the win. Nothing else matters. Second and third doesn't get you anywhere. So what that tends to lead to is skaters having to take more risk to ensure that they're trying to get that win, because you got to be a little bit more desperate sometimes. Doesn't matter if you're second, that's going to get you nowhere. So you might as well, we don't want to say you might as well take a penalty risking it for the win, but that's kind of the mentality of the approach you got to take, that you got to do whatever it's going to take to get that victory.
Falcock, Bastier trying to follow him, connect right up in second right now. Now Bastier goes to the front. Hio up into fourth. Bit of a washing machine with a lot of change of positions right now.
You see the French skaters, this is very similar to that previous round where they're just going 1 and 2 in the lead. Liu Jianchuo tucking up into third.
I'm sure the French more than happy to see the drama unfolding and the moves and the battles happening behind them.
Another lead change between the two French skaters up front.
Bastier and Falcock and Liu. Hio taking a look, but it's Liu Jianchuo. Nice move in the second. But Falcock battling back, gets it right back again.
Nice response from Falcock there. Furkanakar looking up the inside. Liu Jianchuo makes it stick.
It is still Bastier, Akar. Oh, and Bastier loses an edge a little bit. Falcock forced out wide from Akar.
Shinky now making a move.
Bastier is holding them off. There will be an incident of that, a review of that earlier incident. Bastier holding him off. A good win for the Frenchman this could be, and it is. Etienne Bastier.
Well, fantastic skate from Bastier there. Really like the way he defended that lead, just kept pushing the pace up front, making all those skaters behind him that are trying to make their moves up, they're just battling it out. That's causing them to slow down and re-accelerate and slow down and re-accelerate, and Bastier is able just to take that right to the finish. Nothing stood out to me from Bastier that would have caused him to be penalized, so I think he's going to take this victory to move on.
Might he be back for another semifinal?
There's a look at that inside, that tight inside pass from Akar on Falcock, that bump Falcock out wide. I believe that's the incident they're looking at, possibly late entry pass, or a late pass.
But Bastier, good couple weeks for him. Making a semifinal and a B final in Tilburg. There he is, finishing top of the standings.
Well, I think that B final in Tilburg really gave him some confidence.
Yeah, it would be a failure to give way is what's being looked at by Akar on Falcock. But again, not in a position for a skater to be advanced.
Nope, that's where it's just, all you got to do is go for that win. And if you are in first, that's the only position where you're a position to be advanced from. So holding the lead of that race like Bastier was doing is so important in this 1500 meter.
Etienne Bastier celebrating his 21st birthday last month. And results are official. No decision is made, no punishment, no penalty, just Bastier moving into the repechage, or moving right into the semifinals, pardon me. And that will mean we do get our first flood of the day. Women's 1,000-meter repechage quarterfinals coming up in about 15 minutes time. Then we will have the men's 500-meter repechage quarters. So on the other side, women's 1,000-meter repechage semifinals, as you see Maxime Laoun and Etienne Bastier. They will race this afternoon. Stay with us.
恭喜以上3位小朋友。那么我们接下来还会有更多精彩的环节等待着各位。那么我们一同来期待稍后要进行的比赛。待会儿见，拜拜。
The lights back up at the Capital Indoor Stadium here in Beijing. Repechage Saturday, women's 1,000-meter repechage semifinals coming up, 2 heats. One with 5 skaters, one with 6. As is always the case in repechage semifinals, just the first place skater guaranteed to move on. We do always have that asterisk in case there is an advancement. However, let's just go under the assumption that just the winners move on. Heat 1 on the ice, the women's 1,000. Chloe Olivier, Lee So-yun, Annabelle Green, Gong Li, and Thamuchaya Chatai-song. A look at Gong Li getting the ovation from the home crowd. The top-ranked skater in this heat, and so you would look to her as perhaps the favorite. Look at the start list.
Go to the start. Get back. Go to the start. Ready?
Just one spot, Tyler. Tough one to pick.
Gotta win to be in. One thing I just learned, got confirmation on the break. If you are in the top 2 though, and you get infringed in your second position, you can be advanced through. So you don't necessarily have to be the top to be impeded upon. Then to be advanced, you could be second position as well. Shout out to Caroline Chouchon, one of our referees, sending me a message to make sure I was clear on the rules there.
We always appreciate the clarifications, and then of course the bits of advice that are the bits of storylines that have come in over the course of the season. Anyway, it's Gong Li emerging. Oh, it's a hard collision. Olivier and Chatai-song.
Skaters are up.
That was a hard one. And it is Gong and Lee 1-2 right now. Gong Li staying out of danger. Green not able to keep it with the top 2 right now.
Let's watch for Lee So-yun. She's looking to set up, shifting her track power wide, getting those 2 crossovers in. She's planning a move. Nothing on the inside, looking outside, trying to hook tight for the corner.
Good defending by Gong Li to take that race. So I'm not sure if the Chatai-song Olivier incident was one skater going down and the other just caught behind them in the wrong place. Get a look at it, but 3 skaters, 3 abreast into that corner. Everybody emerging unscathed. And then this might be it right here. It's not actually.
Just a replay of that extremely tight corner, going shoulder to shoulder, those 3 skaters. And then Chloe Olivier jumping up the inside, but making contact with Chatai-song.
This might be it right here. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, it's just 2 skaters going for it.
Could be an illegal late pass there or a lane change outside to in. I'm not sure what they're reviewing there. Gong Li's hand coming up and hitting Lee So-yun in the face there on the corner exit. Well, Gong Li did a terrific job just protecting her position in the lead, especially on that last corner exit, leaving no gap on the inside for Lee So-yun.
And there has been a ruling down to the ice.
After review, penalty number 108 from Thailand.
It is a penalty for Chatai-sung.
I think we might be looking at a lane change on the corner outside to in, possibly from Chatai-sung, that made the contact.
Young Lee, though, moving on. Yeah, coming in from the outside in the corner, as Tyler mentioned. Outside to in, the lane change.
Chatai-sung here, we saw how wide she was on the corner entry, then coming in tight on the apex of the turn, creating that contact.
Olivier not in the top 2 positions, as Tyler mentioned. He was sitting in 3rd at the time. Heat number 2, Aurélie Levesque, Malika Yermak, Dita Van Oorschot, Zofia Kanya, Julie Latai, and Tineke Dendalk.
Go to the start. Ready.
This one, a little tougher to predict. Perhaps Van Oorschot is the highest seeded skater, but she did not win her repechage quarterfinal, and a lot of very closely ranked skaters here. Kanya to second. Oh, down goes Levesque there. That's going to take a look. Unfortunate for her.
Yermak jumping up into second now. You just really see Kanya now looking for a move. That 1+0 to go through really just puts so much pressure on the skaters to try to stay up towards the front or in the lead of this race. That's making for all the more passing earlier than we're used to seeing in the previous round.
Van Oorschot on the front.
Yermak jumping up the inside, taking advantage of that wide track from Oorschot. Saw that in the previous round. Kanya gets caught up with Oorschot and goes down now.
Van Oorschot was really losing speed after getting bumped there a bit. So 2 things getting looked at. The door open for Latai into second place. Now making a move perhaps on Yermak.
Yermak defending that first place position there on Julie Latai, but there's a bit of a catch. The feet get caught up.
Now Yermak goes down. It's Latai on the front, Van Oorschot for the lead.
Oh, Oorschot's down, Latai's down.
Meanwhile, Tineke Dendalk, she will cross the line first.
Tineke Dendalk, the only skater to stay on her feet in this race.
I believe. Does that qualify as a Bradbury?
Well,
everybody down in front of her.
Yeah,
Tineke Dendalk wins the heat.
I don't know if I'd put it in the category of a Bradbury, that not being the Olympic gold medal, but...
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying. Everybody down in front of her, 1 spot advances. There might be some advancement based on the incidents,
well,
but first over the line, Tineke Dendalk.
We only have 4 reviews for the officials here, and on multiple occasions they were infractions with the lead skater. So this is going to be very interesting. Or they were at least in the top 2 positions. So here's Kanya first up the inside. Oorschot really pushing tight there.
It's a possible arm block is what's being looked at.
That puts Kanya down. Dendalk almost goes down. Her foot was cut up on Kanya there, and she's able to maintain her balance. But here's Yermak and Julie Latai. Yermak catching her toe.
I'm wondering if that's
Yermak on her own. But a little contact from behind there.
I'm wondering if Yermak towed in on her own there.
Well, I think there was some contact from behind, maybe.
And then Van Oorschot trying to get to the lead.
And this might be, well, we don't quite have that front on angle, so there's potential arm block. Yeah, that might be an arm block from Julie Latai.
All the while, Tineke Dendalk just skates on by and takes the race.
Well, I think Tineke Dendalk was clean in that race. She will be getting the victory.
Yeah, none of the dots have a Belgian note next to them.
Putting our officials to the test this morning.
They really have done a job today. Yesterday was a lot of clean racing. It was just a long day for them.
We sit and we wait, but it's just very interesting because the majority of these incidents happened with lead skaters in the race or skaters in those top 2 positions, which could be advanced. And then you have that on multiple 4 times.
Is this, we're trying to figure out a way where somehow there are multiple advancements?
Well, theoretically, you could maybe have 3 or 4 advancements there.
So
Yeah,
the
but,
Levesque incident, the first one on Kanya has been cleared. This one is a potential lane change on Dita Van Oorschot.
Yep, seeing that right there, how she moves in on Kanya. And that's when Kanya goes down. Watch Den Dulk's right skate there. She's got just a long left foot hold to stay on her feet. And then that was critical.
The third incident, I don't know if that really does involve France, but there's a third incident that has been cleared. And then there is one involving Julie Latai and Malika Yermek, possible contact from behind. That's where Yermek then towed in and went down right in front.
Exactly, that's what I was seeing there.
But I mean, you can look, is that, oh, wait, no, that was from yesterday. Sorry, that replay, that pink helmet, that was Dene Blay. That was from yesterday. She is not actually out there right now. So there's often a lot of contact. What's the difference between contact from behind and then just the kind of contact that happens in any race? There might be something that changes momentum.
Yeah, if you see like the contact or any somewhat of a, not necessarily a pushing motion, but something that sets the skater off balance. Like sometimes we see the hands getting up, but they're not disrupting or impeding or infracting that skater. But if there's a hand contact and then you see that skater fall, well, you're kind of reading into it and seeing how that might have impeded the skater's race that was taken down from a push or contact from behind.
Okay, so one cleared, that's the one Levesque. Dita Van Oorschot potentially for 2 infractions, but we'll just throw it down to the ice now.
After review, yellow card to skater number 35 from the Netherlands, and advancement number 40 from Hungary and 31 from the USA.
And so in the end, that third incident, the one with Latai on Yermak, that was cleared. And so it's 2 infractions in the race for Dita Van Oorschot. That means the yellow card. One contact from behind on Kanya, and the other, I believe, was at the lane change. And so 2 advancements. There's one, there's a lane change outside to in. I think she's just off balance there. Van Oorschot here.
I think a late entry pass.
Late entry, yeah. That took out Latai. And so both of those incidents involve advancements. So Latai and Kanya do move into the quarterfinals, and they are going to be some very, very full quarterfinals in the 1,000 meters later on this afternoon. And now we move into the men's 500-meter repechage quarterfinals. You see heat 1. Brendan Corey, Martin Kolinch, Seo Yira, Tarik Omeragic, and Oleg Hande.
Go to the start. Ready.
7 heats, just the heat winners and top 3 second fastest skaters. Maximum moving on. Corey off to the lead. Watch out for Kolinch. He is the top seeded skater in this heat.
Well, Ole Hande had just had a terrific pass up the inside to get the second. He takes advantage of a slip by Brendan Corey there. Ole Hande wide on that exit. Brendan Corey's able to strike back. Ole Hande right back at him up the inside, but watch, here comes Kolinch. Oh!
And then Kolinch takes out Hande.
Corey now battling, losing footing.
Seo Yira on the front, Corey in second, Omeragic in third. And in the end, after all of that, Seo Yira takes the heat, but more reviews coming up.
Woo! Action-packed racing right there, folks. Well, Kolinch got to the front of that race. He just lost it on that corner and went down, but Ole Hande was right there behind him. That pulled him down with him. So watch Ole Hande there. He's 5th there. Oh, we just missed it. We've jumped up a bit. Here's Kolinch jumping up the inside. Oh, Well, a bit of an arm touch from Ole Honde on the right leg of Kolenc, actually, which put Kolenc down. You watch that right arm right here on the right leg of Kolenc. Just enough that you can just see how it affects the skaters there. Well, I would be looking at a possible advancement for Kolenc on that incident. I don't think we saw, I didn't see if there's any yellow markers on the board, but they're playing the replay. I'm sure they've seen it, but.
And that is the incident that's being looked at, Kolenc and Oleg Hande. I mean, you can also look at it, did Kolenc dive in late on the turn, or, you know.
Yeah, it looked like Kolenc was by, from my eye, the unofficial eye. It was tight, of course, but I think he had the lead. His shoulders were ahead there. Get those feet up.
Just the slightest contact there. Yeah. So both skaters are being looked at for something. That's often the case when there's an incident like that. Occasionally they'll look at, did he did this, and again, leads to maybe shared responsibility, but not always the case. If there is an advancement, goodbye one of those second place skaters.
Mm-hmm.
To the ice we go.
After review, penalty to number 75 from Ukraine and advanced number 98 from Croatia.
And well spotted to Tyler Dara. Oleg Hande with the penalty. Advancement to Martin Kolenc. And we will see if that 42.643 holds up for Brendan Corey. But that just means now 2 potentially fastest second place skates.
Well, we've seen it a few times already. Here's a different angle of that incident. Kolenc jumping up the inside. That left elbow, coming out, making contact with the right knee of Kolenc.
Just the littlest bit of contact.
It doesn't take much sometimes. But yeah, the 42.6 of Brendan Corey, I don't think that's going to quite do it. We've seen times in the 39 range yesterday. I'm not sure. I don't suspect we'll see that in the rep here, but I still expect some 40s and 41s, absolutely.
Go to the start. Ready.
Underman, Rivero, Pedersen, Bendig, and Murphy. Austria, Belgium, Norway, Germany, Luxembourg. It's the man from Vienna, Nico Underman, off and away.
Oh, Rivero looking up the inside, but just getting back on his heels.
Stays up, though.
Just so much pressure building when you're hooking tight on the exit like that to make an inside pass.
Could Pedersen have an opening for second? Not there yet. Here goes Rivero again, making the move, not able to make it stick. Anderman holding them all off and taking the heat.
Well, a well-defended race by Anderman there.
I think Rivero did hang on for second. Ahead of Pedersen.
Rivero had those 2 opportunities. He was looking up the inside. This first one was his best one, but he just was building so much pressure and he was turning the rotational forces on that exit of the corner. Were just too much there. Loses. See, he kind of had hesitation there before he was going to run up on Anderman too early. Onderman was doing a good job kind of keeping his track a bit tighter on the exit, so not giving enough room for Rivero to get by.
Physics strikes again.
Absolutely. Physics always wins.
Oh, it's actually close. Pedersen made it close, but no, Rivero did take it.
And there's the 41 time that we were talking about a moment ago.
Reminder, just 2 second place times will move on pending further advancements.
Yeah, that, I think we're still going to see faster than that.
Heat 3, Ben Jung, Ivan Donchev, Kyle Ross-Waddell, Sean Lechart, Tapram, and Lucas Wareham. Germany, Bulgaria, Great Britain, Thailand, Australia.
Go to the start. Ready.
Is Jung. He is the top seeded skater in this heat. Korean-born skater. Donchev trying to chase him down, but it is Ben Jung leading for now.
Donchev sizing up the inside pass. Beautifully executed. Can he stick it on the corner exit? He can.
And he does take the heat. Good result for him. He was actually the lowest seeded skater here, was Ivan Donchev. Bulgaria did skip a few World Tour events, and so that would affect your ranking, but a good race for him.
Well, it was a well-skated race from Ben Jung. He's doing a terrific job really building his speed, but when it came down to that last lap, he was just losing his momentum. He was probably seizing up, getting a little fatigued, and Donchev was able to take advantage of that. The nice inside pass. There's another look, a little bit of a fall at the finish of that race. That was Tapram going down. So we just saw that the official results there, Ivan Donchev qualifying through, Ben Jung now sitting in one of those time advancement positions, but a few more heats to come.
Go to the start. Ready.
Oh, false start. I was looking at the start list here. didn't catch that. I did see Lee Jung-soo come off the line quick though.
Position 2, false start penalty.
And veteran skater Lee Jung-soo, that's devastating for the Korean. And that brings us to 4. Brandon Kim, ranked 10th in the 500-meter. Tung Bor, position 4 on the line, now ranked 9th. That will certainly help him in his effort to try to go through from that outside position on the start line.
Ready.
We have Brandon Kim, Ong Rio, Jakob Karabin, and Tung Bor. Brandon Kim off to a quick start. Tung Bor able to make his way into second. A bit of a gap to close, but we've seen some speed from Tung Bor this year in Tilburg, having a phenomenal 500-meter result there. Oh, we have a wipeout. Ong Rio down in that corner on his own. Now Thunborg sizing up the inside pass. A little bit of a contact, but he makes it through. Can Brandon Kim respond? Good defensive track pattern from Thunborg in that corner. And there we have it, unofficially at 40.8. That's the 42nd result that we were expecting to have some of these heats touch down below 41. Brandon Kim 41.02. That's the fastest second place time we've seen, so he'll be comfortable with that right now. Another look at the start. Thunborg from position 4, making his way around to second. Critical in these 500 meters. Tight inside pass, but clean. Remaining here in the 500 meter repechage. There's the official results, 40.81 for Thunborg and 40.99 for Brandon Kim. Look at the start list of our next race.
Go to the start. Ready.
Andrew Gio taking advantage of that first start line position, really building the speed up. Nice wide exit of that turn. Komaricki tracking down Andrew Gio in second position. Tobias Wolf with some work to do to try to get his way up into those top 2 positions. But Andrew Gio is always so relaxed, so smooth at the front of this race. Oh, Andrew Gio losing his footing after that finish. Just mentally relax, just shut down. Okay, I got the win, and then you just lose focus or concentration for a moment. 41.05 unofficial time for Andrew Gio. Little to no changes in that one. I think we just finished in the same order of which we started. Second place finish for Komaricki, 41.23. That's quick enough to get him into a time qualifying position for now. We'll see if that stands. We have 2 more races with some big names and some speed coming up in Heat 6 and Heat 7. Look at that finish there, Andrew Gio, just that, that moment of, okay, the race is done. Oh wait, I'm still skating. I'm still going 50 kilometers an hour. And there's the official result. Next heat, Luka Jasic, Lu Zhanshuo, Sean McAnuff, Rostaliev, Leontenko, and Itzhak Dalat. It's Akdalat, the top-ranked skater, world-ranked 20, position number 5 on the line. In that pink helmet with the tiara.
Go to the start. Ready.
Jasic, the junior skater out of Serbia with a strong start. Makinov able to move up into second position ahead of Lujan Schwo. Lujan Schwo looking up the inside, completes that move. It's Akdalat making his way through the pack into third position now. Nasic's doing a terrific job on the front. Lujan Schwo trying to block it. It's Akdalat, 3 skaters shoulder to shoulder under that corner. Sean Makinov taking opportunity there, jumping up into second. That could be critical. Watch for the times. Oh, a little bit of a slower race. I don't think the time will be enough for Sean Makinov, but a great last moment pass there, taking advantage of the opportunity. But it's Akdalat. What a skate from 5th position. He had a lot of work to do that race. That's some veteran skating. From position number 5 all the way to first. That is not easily done in a 500 meter. Look at that. Oh my goodness, that is a tight corner. Yash is just not able to get any crossovers there, trying to defend his position. And it's official. 41-54 for Akdalat. And there's a good look at his helmet. Like a Band-Aid on the back of that thing. I don't know what's going on there. Well, we have some speed in this final heat. Liu Shaolin, Dennis Ors, Joshua Ka, Etienne Bastier, and Zdenek Shepal. Hear the home crowd roar for Liu Shaolin.
Quiet. Go to the start. Ready.
Dennis Ors using that quick start. We know he has the speed, but sometimes he's not always able to hold it in the lead. Liu Shaolin's got a bit of a gap to close down. Oh, and down to that corner with that Shepal's down on his own. Dennis Ors still maintaining that lead over Liu Shaolin. Liu Shaolin deliver at the finish there. Still a gap to overcome. Dennis Ors is able to hold that victory. 41-35. That time will not be fast enough for Liu Shaolin in second. And it looks like Brandon Kim's going to get a time advancement, as well as Tibor Komarici. Great race from Dennis Ors of Turkey. Never easy going up against a former world champion in the likes of Liu Shaolin. And that is the completion of our men's rep quarterfinals of the 500 meter. we're going to have a quick break here. We'll be back at 12:01 for the men's rep semifinals. So hold on tight. We'll be back with you in a few minutes.
观众朋友，男子500米活塞半决赛将会在中午12点4分准时开始。好的，现场的各位观众朋友们，又到我们的交流休息的时间了。那么在这个时间段呢，我们又要来给大家送福利了。我们这一轮还是一样，跟之前同样的模式，我们还是来玩游戏，来给大家送礼物。那么在我手中的这个，也就是我刚刚为大家所介绍的我们的官方特许产品。我们的摄像镜头可以向前稍微推一推啊，也就是我们这一次把一个能较劲的冰箱贴，它呢限量999份，而每一个冰箱贴的右下角都有一个编号，那这个编号呢就是独属于这一款冰箱贴的一个编号，全世界独一无二。如果有想要的观众朋友，让我听到你们的声音好吗？我虽然现在人在这个区域啊，待会儿我们还有很多互动游戏，那边的观众都有机会，我们不要灰心，也不要气馁。那么现在，让我听到你的声音，3、2、1，尖叫声！那么接下来。我来到这边去招几位观众啊，也是刚刚我听到声音很大的啊。我们这一轮玩一个游戏，我选中间这位啊，来，我们站起来跟摄像镜头挥挥手，来跟他挥挥手。然后呢，我们这轮玩游戏叫有奖问答，非常简单，等会儿题目出来了之后，做出你的选择，回答正确了。这个现场冰箱贴就给你，好吗？手握手电，加油，顺便来我们看一下题目是什么。后边这个啊，管道速滑首次成为冬奥会正式比赛项目，是在哪一年？1992年选 B 选项，看一下是否答案已经出来了。手握手电的年，没问题啊。那么这款冰箱贴就送给你了。然后可以向我们的镜头展示一下啊，分享这份独有的喜悦。来，我这儿还有一个，我上面的这位女士，我跑快2步来找到您。对， 先跟你介绍一下，我们这个游戏呢，和我们反道速滑知识相关也相信也是我们忠实的这个观众也能够回答对我们的问题。我们看一下这道题目是什么？短道速滑运动员在过弯道时，身体通常会向哪个方向倾斜 ？A. 左侧 ，B. 右侧 ，C. 垂直方向。选 A 左侧，看一下正确答案是什么？没错就是身体的左侧我们所有的观众朋友在比赛场上也都能够看得到，运动员的左倾那个倾斜的角度是非常小的，所以说比赛也是非常惊险和刺激。那么恭喜你获得我们限量的冰箱贴，可以对上去看一下同时也分享您的喜悦。那么我们这一轮招兵升级的互动时间就到这里结束了。接下来还有更加激烈、更加精彩的比赛等待着各位，有更多互动环节等待着大家。我在这里想再次听到大家的声音，给我们这片赛场一些你们的热情。3、2、1，尖叫声！好的，稍后再见，拜拜。
穿薄适合穿风衣，采用天空温和风的装备，在山林里徒步，探寻山障，与薄适合一起温和色。
Ladies and gentlemen, the next race is Repechage semifinals of the men's 500 meter.
女士们、先生们，接下来要进行的比赛是男子500米复活赛半决赛。接下来，我们全场的所有观众朋友们，来献给你们的掌声欢呼！
And the lights are back up for the Repechage semifinals of the 500 meter. We have 2 heats looking at a 1+0 advancement out of each rep semifinal here. And the skaters will be stepping onto the ice in just a few moments. We can see them getting suited up in the heat box down to our left. You might be able to catch a glimpse of that pink helmet of Itzhak Delac there, right next to the name of Andrew Hio, but oh, he sat back down now. Skaters stepping on the ice, popping off their guards. Getting a look at this starting lineup, we have Brandon Kim, world ranked number 10 in the 500 meter, followed by teammate Andrew Hio, world ranked number 15. So 2 very highly ranked skaters in this 500 meter event. Tibor Komarichki and Ivan Donchev, with Nico Anderman rounding out the rest of this heat. We'll keep a close eye on these 2 American teammates battling it out for that first position.
Go to the start. Ready.
Well, we're off with a clean start in this race. Brandon Kim from position number 1, maintaining control, but Andrew Hio looking up the inside, going shoulder to shoulder with Kim. Andrew Hio is having to dive out of that pass attempt up the inside. That's an unfortunate end of that race for Andrew Hio. Brandon Kim maintains the lead. We'll have a review on that incident following the conclusion of this race. Now Anderman looking up the inside to take second position. Brandon Kim still on a nice speed track here. Not holding it too tight. Wide exit. He's going to hold this race right to final. Anderman going down, back on his heels. Brandon Kim, the unofficial winner, 41.53, but we will have a review of that inside pass attempt from Andrew Hio on teammate Brandon Kim. That happened just after the second corner of this race. Another look at the start. Brandon Kim first to the corner. Andrew Hio was getting pinched tight by Komarichki there. Here's a look at that inside pass. Going shoulder to shoulder, both skaters battling for that lane position. Andrew Hio diving out, realizing that there could be a dangerous pass about to happen. So we're going to be looking at Brandon Kim for a potential lane change from outside to in on teammate Andrew Hio. Hopefully we can get a front-on review of that incident. That would really impact the results here, because that might be a potential for Andrew Hio to be advanced. And then I believe it was Komarichki who finished in second behind Brandon Kim, who would be first if Kim were to be penalized. But let's get another look here. Watch Brandon Kim. That big, yeah, okay. Well, I think there was a pretty blatant shift from outside to in from Brandon Kim there. The official results are in. Brandon Kim has been penalized. Lane change from outside to in. We'll let the official make the call at the ice level.
After review, penalty number 42 from the USA, and advancement number 35 from the USA.
So we're getting a look at the results now. So it's actually Ivan Donchev who finishes with the win, with the disqualification of Brandon Kim for lane change outside to in, and Andrew Hio advanced through to the main event of the 500 meter. One more look. Watch the outside to in lane change from Brandon Kim. Andrew Hio doing the smart thing there. It was going to be a risky incident if those two skaters went in. Jumping out of the way. And now look at the next rep semifinal. Tunbor, Dennis Ors, Itzhak Delak, Seo Yira, and Martin Kolinch.
Go to the start. Ready.
Itzhak Delak looking to jump up the inside there of Dennis Ors. Tunbor using that quick start. Ors is able to hold on to second position. Seo Yira gets into third now. Just a smooth skate from Tunbor up front. Controlled entries, really building out those exits. Dennis Ors looking to try to something up, but Seo Yira jumping up his inside. Itzhak Delak now looking on the outside of Dennis Ors. He's able to make it stick. But we gotta be number one at the finish line. Tunbor maintaining the lead, start to finish here. And in the last corner, Kolinch goes down. There you have it, 41.15 unofficial from Tunbor. That result will stand. We'll wait for the official results to come up, but no incidents to review. Seo Yira jumping up the inside of Dennis Ors there. Tunbor going wire to wire. Another look at that finishing corner. And officially, Tunbor qualifies through to the main event of the 500 meter with a 41.128. And that wraps up our repechage semifinals as we move into the mixed team relay semifinals. Keep an eye on Tunboer. I wonder if he's going to be staying on the ice to do this mixed relay for Team Netherlands. Here's a look at the skaters going through. Tunboer, Ivan Donchev, and Andrew Hio. Well, we see Jens van Wout and Dan Koss making their way out to the ice, so Tunboer will not be sticking around to go back-to-back. We've seen that a few times this season where skaters completing the Repechage semifinals of the 500 meter simply just stay on the ice and go right into the mixed relay. So a 2+0 advancement in the mixed relay. Teams 3rd and 4th will qualify to the B final. For Team Netherlands, we have Xandra Velzeboer, Michelle Velzeboer, Jens van Wout, and Tunboer. For Italy, Chiara Betti, Gloria Iriati, Pietro Siegel, Thomas Natalini. For Korea, Lee So-yoon, No Do-hee, Kim Gun-woo, and Jang Sun-woo. And for Japan, Mire Nakashima, Kurakawa Ki, Hayashi Kose, and Miyata Shogo.
Go to the start. Ready.
Well, the Dutch team eclipsed the Canadians' world record in the mixed relay event yesterday by 1/10. It didn't even look as though they were planning to go for it. It just came naturally. And Michelle Velzeboer off to her typical start, leading this race out, creating a bit of a gap over the Italians. Sorry, that was Xandra Velzeboer. Now we have Michelle Velzeboer. They're always changing their orders on us. Sorry, this is Xandra Velzeboer. I was right the first time. Gloria Iriati trying to close down this gap. Well, this is not Dan Koss that we were given. It's Tunboer actually is racing in this race. Dan Koss was just waiting in the heat box. So Tunboer doing the back-to-back. Now we get a glimpse of our finishing skaters, Jens van Wout, Pietro Siegel, and Kim Gun-woo, as well as Hayashi Kose, who loses his footing right into the exit of the turn. There's the tag up from Team Japan. Well, our Dutch team maintaining the lead here. We're used to seeing him in this front position in the mixed relay. Chiara Betti right on the back. Xandra Velzeboer using her speed, great entry to that corner, really able to build out. Every time she steps onto the ice, she creates this gap that we're seeing right now. About to exchange with teammate Tunboer. See if those legs are feeling heavy after that 500 meter. Natalini closing down that gap on Tunboer. Jang Sun-woo now getting the Koreans back into position. Whoa, Jens van Wout losing some footing on the exit right where Hayashi Kose went down earlier. Here's the bell lap. Pietro Siegel closing that gap down, not enough to get all the way there. And Jens van Wout takes it for the Dutch. Pietro Siegel finishing second ahead of Team Korea. Hayashi Kose with one more lap to go. Well, nothing requiring review from this race. Another consistent performance from the Dutch skaters. Look at the finish there. The world record skated by the Dutch team yesterday was a 2:35.339. And that race at 2:36.21. So within 1 second of the world record they set yesterday. And we see Team Netherlands and Team Italy qualifying to the A final, with the Republic of Korea and Japan qualifying to the B final. One more mixed relay to go to complete this morning's session. We have Team Poland, Kamila Stormowska, Natalia Malashevska, Mikael Nowinski, and Diane Sellier. Followed by Team Belgium, Hannah de Smet, Tineke den Dulk, Stan de Smet, and Ward Petre. Third on the line, Team Canada, with Florence Brunel, Kim Boutin, Stephen Dubois, and Felix Roussel. With fourth on the line, we see the United States, Julie Lataille, Louisiana Stahl, Marcus Howard, and Sean Schwei. Different look to the American team with the absence of Corey Stoddard this weekend. There was an incident with Kristen Santos Griswold and Danae Blay yesterday in the mixed relay, so we do not see Kristen on the ice at the moment. We do not yet know if Kristen will be continuing today, but we have heard she is feeling okay.
Ready.
So for the Canadians, we see them making a switch as they have Stephen Dubois in today, or sorry, rather than William Danjanu. Kim Boutin using that quick start to take an early lead for the Canadians, followed closely by Natalia Malashevska. Stormowska staying tight, right in behind Florence Brunel. 8-4 lap from Brunel, that is quick. Here comes Felix Roussel and Diane Sellier. The Belgian and the American teams have some work to get back into this race. It's a commanding lead set by the Canadians and the Polish teams right now. With those two together, the Canadians and the Polish, they're content with the lead they have to punch their ticket to the A final, but as always, anything can happen in these mixed relays. Stan de Smet putting in his best to try to close this gap down and get his Belgian team back into the mix to qualify for the A final. Natalia Malashevska, beautiful outside to inside pass there, jumping up inside Kim Boutin. Kim Boutin, I don't think was suspecting that. She shifted out wide to do a speed track, and Malashevska took advantage of it. Now we have the Polish team leading this race. Florence Brunel trying to get that gap closed back down. Hannah de Smet now doing her best again to close the gap. Florence Brunel going up the inside, getting the Canadians back into the lead. 4 laps to go. Diane Sellier has been looking great this weekend. He's doing an inside pass on Felix Roussel, perfectly executed, can't hold the exit. Roussel is able to jump him right back up the inside, and we have the 2-lap marker. Stephen Dubois finishing this off for the Canadians. Nowinski's back into the race. We'll keep an eye, they've been cruising pretty good. Stephen Dubois holding that turn. Stan de Smet closed that gap. Unofficial 2:36.5. No yellow markers here. It looks like that will be the result. The finishing order: Canada, Poland, Belgium, and the United States. We'll wait for the official. It's Kim Bhutan, Malashevska. Let's see if we get a look at that inside pass from Malashevska on Kim Bhutan. Later in this race, Kim Bhutan had really set her corner entry quite wide, and that just opened up an opportunity for Malashevska to capitalize. Here's a look at the inside pass from DNA Cellier, but he can't hold the exit. Just loses his footing, but he stays on his feet. Felix Roussel is able to take that right back. And we got the official results here. It is Canada, Poland, Belgium, and the United States. So Canada and Poland going to the A final, Belgium and the United States qualifying to the B final. And that completes our morning session. We're going to have a little bit of a break here, and we will be back with the main events and the medal rounds of this year's 2025 ISU World Short Track Championships in Beijing. So take a break, get something to eat. If you're up in the middle of the night, make sure you stay tuned in. We'll be back shortly. Thank you for staying with us.